never waste a good crisis. And when it comes to the economic crisis, don't waste it.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe. And I do want to say congratulations to my current subscribers. Basically, we have the 1,000 mark. Guys, I really need for you, those 1,000, to tell 10 people so we can hurry up and get to 10,000. As you can see, that we are in a time that we've never been in. We are in a time where finances is very, very important to study. We are moving into another age, guys. We need to understand that. The word revelations only means to reveal a new age. We are in the digital age. I want to thank you for those subscribers. Guys, please spread the word. Friends, family, get at least 10 people, so therefore we can get to this 10,000 mark, and then the next step is 100,000. Now, I received a lot of texts and emails as far as with March Madness that I talked about in the last video. And it said that March Madness, the fans are not going to be allowed there. Now, let's discuss this. Now, I've already went over this in plenty of my videos. But let's talk about it. Let's bring it all together. Now, why would they do this? I want you to think really, really hard. Now, I constantly play that Emmanuel video because out of chaos comes order. When you have chaos, when you have a crisis, you can do things that you normally wouldn't be able to do, and people will accept it. And we saw that with 9/11. Now, guys, there's not going to be any fans there. You're going to be watching from your television. They're not going to lose any money. The only fans that were going to be there anyway is majority of the students, and they're already getting robbed with student loans, so we know that. But why would they stop fans from coming in? So therefore you're watching it from the TV. And I'm going to give you a hint before I disclose it. I went over AGI. I went over autonomous. I went over that chips are going to be in everything. What do you think the plan is now? I'm going to give you the answer. Virtual reality. Now they're going to step it up. Because now you're going to have virtual reality. You'll be able to seem like you're in the game. Not just at the game. With virtual reality, you're going to seem like you're in the game. This is how they're going to move us over to the digital age. And you're going to have to move over. Because now if you're scared to even leave the house, what are you going to do? You're going to move to technology, guys. That's the whole point. If I can't go shopping, I'm going to order it to the house. I'm going to Uber Eats all day. Come on, guys. Come with me. I've done this in several of my videos already showing you. That's why I said AGI is the best crypto there is. Look at the people behind it. You have the smartest man on the planet behind the token. And then look at the people behind it. It's amazing. So guys, robots, autonomy. I showed you where they already have the robot to go in all of your fast food restaurants and it would be making the food. I showed you the bartender that will be automatically be able to make your drinks. They already have this, guys. It's sitting in the back. But how do I bring it out? Remember, everything is planned. Remember, that's all I talked about probably in my first 20 videos is everything is planned. When you go to your city planning, they call it planning. That's the reason why most cities, one side will be run down and the other side will look like paradise. That's planned. It's planned, guys. It's a plan. And once we understand there's a plan, you look at the strategy. When I look at the New World Order, I don't look at what they give me. I look at their mistakes, because they've made plenty of mistakes. But when I see their mistakes, I know the plan that they're going towards. We're going to the digital age. That's where we're headed to. So as long as we're ahead of the game, we can take advantage of this. So how do you take advantage of it? You start investing in those things. That's why I said everything is going to have a chip in it. That's why I said gaming. Gaming is going to outdo sports, the regular sports that we watch today. Those gaming guys that you're looking at, they're going to be paid the hundreds of millions of dollars. Because now your son that can't play basketball, your son that can't play football, he's going to be able to be that famous football player, basketball player, but he's just going to be doing it from a remote control. Who's going to pass that up? Nobody. So guys, I just had to do that quick video because I did want to thank those who basically got the channel to 1,000. Just like I said, make sure you tell 10 people so we can get to the next level. So therefore, we're all making money together. So therefore, we're not caught in what's about to happen. Because the fact is, I say, don't let fear control you, but at the same time, make sure that you're in control. The reason why I say that, because right now, we're in the richest country. We still have homeless. We still have poverty. So imagine when they take away middle class. So you're just going to have the rich and you're going to have the poor. So which side do you want to be on? So that's why these next 9 months is going to decide which side you want to be on. Because if you go look at most countries, that's how they're set up. Poor and rich when you're not on the West. That's just how it is. So guys, it's about to change. Remember, Europe has an age because Europe was created. The euro has an age because the euro was created recently. It's not old. Want people to understand that. So this Brexit thing is very important, but you don't see the Brexit in the media. Very, very important. Because if you understand who controls the United States, you know the controller sits in London. You know how powerful that is. So guys, make sure that you're telling your friends and family. Make sure that you are investing for the future. I tell everybody, if I had invested in AOL and Yahoo at the time that nobody knew them, they were having meetings in a hotel. I mean, didn't nobody know about them. And I was asked to come. I didn't. And you're talking about life-changing decisions. I'll never forget it was a documentary on Nike. And it was a guy who, he still had money, but he was asked to give $500 to Nike. And of course, that $500 would be hundreds of millions of dollars. He didn't do it because he didn't believe in it. Guys, that little bit of money, $400 or $500, is going to turn you to wealthy. I'm telling you, a little $500 to $400 investment, you're going to be rich the same way. Because it's going to happen fast. It's not going to be, normally takes 10 years. Well, actually, crypto is already 10 years. So actually it is 10 years. But we're just at the beginning, at the end of the beginning of those 10 years, if that makes sense to you. So crypto is very old. But the fact is, the investments of where this is headed, if you get into the right cryptos, and I gave that list in one of the videos, the crypto video, guys, make sure you invest properly. Make sure you invest in the stocks. I did that video recently for the stocks. So make sure that we're investing in those chip stocks. Make sure we're investing in the future, because that's all they're doing is using this virus to take us and move the masses, because you have to be a part of the masses to believe anything like this. If you go to the CDC page, that is public information. Millions of people die of the flu. We've never heard of anybody trying to find any type of cure for that. But with this virus, the media is shoving it down your throat. Why is that? Because I show you that everything is an illusion. The media is owned by 4 companies, so they can do that. They have control over it. So you're not going to hear the correct side, because there is no media. So the alternative media, The majority of times you're going to find on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, they don't have that ability to touch as many people. And that's why I tell your friends and family, so therefore we can start touching the masses. One person can change the world, guys. When you think that, okay, I can't change anything, you can. I'm telling you, you can change the world. It's been documented over and over and over again that one person decided to change it. You can change that just by informing someone of what's about to happen. Whether you direct them to my channel, doesn't matter. Just by you educating somebody. That's why I say the watchman on the wall. Just by you giving them that information, you can change them. Because eventually they're going to see it. Now, whether it's too late, but eventually they saw it and they can say, oh, that person told me. But guys, if they're not listening to you, make sure you send them to my channel. At least send 10 to 12 people to the channel so therefore we can grow. We can reach the masses. Plain and simple. But yes, but that's all this March Madness is about. Is to get people, make them stay at home, watch the game, and then next thing you know, in the next few months, virtual reality is going to be at your doorstep. Virtual reality is here, where you're going to be able to go to Italy through virtual reality. You're going to be able to go to Aruba from the United States, or you're in Aruba to the United States. That's going to be virtual reality, guys. You don't have to travel to put on some glasses, and you'll be able to do all the tours, everything you would have done there, but it's just going to be virtual reality. You're going to feel like you were there. Now, it sounds like a movie, but I guarantee if you save this video, in the next few months, it's going to be truth. So that's the only reason why they're doing this. Shutting down flights and shutting down March Madness as far as the fans. Now, they didn't shut down March Madness because they're not going to mess with their billions of dollars. They're going to reach from advertisement. And as far as with March Madness, where does the money come from when it comes to March Madness? I'll give you a few seconds. Gambling, guys. And where do you gamble from? Home. It's not going to affect them any that those students that are not there because they're already robbing them. They're already getting the money from them. Guys, I'm going to put Ray Dalio video at the end. Please make sure that you listen so therefore you can see. You never listen to a billionaire. You watch the money. Guys, history repeats itself. We're just going through the stages. But I'm here to make sure that you're financially straight when we get to the end. That's all I have for you. Guys, thank you for responding about that so I could do this quick video. And again, I want to thank you a lot to the subscribers. Don't forget to get the book, Cryptoteacher, on Amazon. Also, btcteacher.com, where you can get the book and learn about the economy, because I already had the oil crash, the stock market crash on my website. Also, of course, is in the book. Don't forget about the cryptos, Binance, Bitrue, Coinbase. Also, Robinhood. If you don't want to use Robinhood, you have Webull, Fidelity for your chip stocks. Don't forget, everything is going to need a chip. And then, of course, you have your cobalt, electricity, and also the gaming stocks. And y'all have a wonderful night.
Economy works like an economic machine, and it's a perpetual motion machine, and it has long-term cycles and short-term cycles. I've learned that whenever I made a mistake, many things happened that didn't happen in my lifetime before, but happened in prior lifetimes. So I just want to describe very simply how the machine works and where I think we are, because the same things happen over and over again through history, going back many dynasties in history. First, there are four major drivers. There's productivity. In other words, over a period of time, our living standards rise because we learn how to do things better and we get more output per man hour. Then there's cycles. Short-term debt cycle, recession, expansion. Economy becomes too weak, inflation is low, monetary policy creates credit, credit creates demand, and then you have a pickup, tightening of monetary policy, and then we have the recession in those cycles. So that's around this productivity. Around that is also a long-term debt cycle, which is an accumulation of these other cycles, in which then there's a cycle which ends largely when you have a situation where you hit zero interest rates and then you print money and it's not as effective. So we'll talk about that in a second. And then, of course, there's politics. Those are the four things. There's internal politics, people at odds, internally and externally. So I think the period that we're in is unique. Let's say we're 10 years into, well, let's take technology. Technology is artificial intelligence and so on is replacing people, and it's great for the whole, but it changes the nature of the environment, and that's going to have a very important implication in the years ahead. As far as the short-term debt cycle or the business cycle, we're 10 years into this expansion, and many of those stimulants that happen will be dissipating. We won't have more interest rate cuts that are material. You won't have more tax cuts and so on. And this is true around the world as we have our obligations. So we're coming into this period that is sort of a big sag, not a debt crisis in that way, but a lot of obligations that are coming at us, particularly in the mature reserve currency countries. And they include pension obligations, healthcare obligations, and the like, large deficits which will have to be monetized. They'll print money to deal with that. There's a reserve currency issue. That also means that if there's stimulative if you get a downturn, you're not going to have monetary policy work the way it did before. That enters the political realm of coordination of fiscal and monetary policy. It's a new world order. As far as those are the cycle. As far as the politics, naturally, because of this particular dynamic, because of three major factors, there's a wealth gap, a widening wealth gap. And with that, an opportunity gap and a values gap. That's because monetary policy buys financial assets. That makes financial assets go up, and those who have financial assets have a lot of money, a lot of demand. There's technology that's changing that and creating wider spreads. It benefits companies, but it also displaces people, and there's globalization, those factors. And then, of course, we have the external conflict or the issues of the rising of a great power in the form of China rising and the United States having its let's say, relative decline. So we're at a point, I think, that is very similar to 1944. There's a war, after a period of war, there's a period which there's a peace because nobody wants to fight the country that has won the war, and there's a new world order. And there was a new monetary system. 1944, we established the dollar, reserve currency-based monetary system, and the like. And I think that all of those is going to really change the world order in dramatic ways in the next 10 years.
Ray, that's a tour de force overview. I want to bring Lei into the conversation. One of the forces you mentioned, Ray, is primal to this is technology. And Lei, I know you have some